What is up, everybody? Today is an exciting day for all Marvel Rivals players. We have just been getting non-stop news about Season 5, and the most exciting news is that Gambit is being introduced this Friday into Season 5, and I could not be more excited. As you can see from my sick Spider-Man sleeve, I'm a Spider-Man fan, but right behind him in the whole Spider universe is Gambit. I have loved this dude since back in the 90s in the original X-Men cartoons. I've been obsessed with Gambit. Rogue's up there too, excited she's coming. But yeah, I'm super stoked. But anyways, I've been keeping track of a lot of the conversations going on Twitter and on Reddit and everything like that. And I think so much of Gambit being introduced to the game gives us a lot of information about the future of Marvel Rivals as well as the Marvel Rivals community. So I wanted to discuss that with you all today. All right. So first up, let's discuss that Gambit is being dropped as a strategist. This is so exciting. So I am a strategist main. I've been a strategist main since launch. And then when I realized that a lot of people are starting to play strategists, I'm like, we need tanks. So I started playing tank a little bit. So anyways, when I heard through the grapevine, like all of you probably, through like leaks and stuff like that, that Gambit was coming, like just all hope was lost. It was kind of like Spider-Man, right? I was like, man, one of my favorite characters, he's just gonna be a duelist. I just don't play duelists. We have enough duelists in the world, you know? And yeah, so when I found out he was gonna be a strategist, I got pumped. I am so excited. Even though, and by the way, all my fellow strategist players out there, just everybody, you might already know this, but let's calm down, okay? Everybody's gonna try to play Gambit the first day, but duelists cannot help themselves, okay? Duelists cannot help themselves but to play duelists. They will not be playing Gambit in the next few weeks. They just won't. Even though we'll discuss what Gambit's kit appears to be in just a minute, but yeah, like Gambit looks like he's gonna be extremely versatile, and I think that, you know, just like all the rest of the strategists out there, it's gonna be easy to play Gambit pretty soon in the near future. But something that's so excited about Gambit is just like the depth of the character. There's something that I'm so excited about. So like looking back at this trailer a little bit, we can infer a few things just looking at his abilities down in the bottom right. So after we watch this cool little character select screen, God, I love it. And you see all the little X-Men cards? There's like Mr. Sinister, there was Bishop on there, forgot who else, but it looks phenomenal. All right, and did you guys see Cyclops in the trailer? Is he coming soon? All right, so first thing that we can see is that Gambit is going to have a team up with Magneto. Go check out the dev vision if you haven't yet. This was a massive dev vision. It was like 17 minutes. But anyways, Magneto is getting his sword back, but it's gonna be in a team up with Gambit, which is awesome. So anyways, talking about like the versatility of Gambit's kit, his right click looks to be like a bash with his bow staff, which is kind of cool. Anything that's gonna help you against those divers is awesome. But then we also see right there that he has a shift ability, which is going to be a dash, and he has 2 charges of that. And like, thank God, I've been playing strategists for so long, and when you're the strategist, you are just the prime target for the enemy team, because you're keeping everybody alive, right? When there's dive metas, when there's magics, and freaking Black Panther running around just destroying you in 2 hits in the back line, it is just awful when you don't have an escape. I remember getting Adam Warlock to Lord, and it was just so miserable being Dove because you don't have an escape. So super glad that Gambit has an escape, but then he also has an E and an F ability. And this is something that I feel this game is needed because it looks like Gambit is not just going to be only heals. It looks like his E activates healing abilities, and then his F is going to activate some kind of damage abilities or damage boost, which is awesome. Because yeah, like I have been getting like kind of bored playing strategists lately, just like sitting back and heal botting. So having the ability and just to do different things, right, and make more of an impact if need be is absolutely amazing. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, the last month or so, I have not been playing as much Marvel Rivals, and it really bumps me out. It bumps me out because I'm such a massive Marvel fan. I love playing as different Marvel characters, but the game was just starting to get like stale for me. Just it was just so repetitive. So like, I think this is huge for the future of Marvel Rivals, just showing how this kit can open up the doors for other characters to do more things, right? Like, it seems like Gambit also might have some kind of anti-heal ability as well, which is cool. They introduced that with Blade, and all these little things that makes the game just a little bit more diverse as far as like character kits go is just phenomenal. So the next thing to take a look at is this. So this is something that I tweeted about because leading up to this, I saw everybody sharing this image saying, hey, this image hasn't been wrong so far about the roles. Gambit's gonna be a duelist. Gambit's gonna be a duelist. This thing hasn't been wrong. And hey, this is something else about the future of Marvel Rivals. Like, you can no longer go off of this. Yeah, it was historically accurate so far, but now it's not. So that means everything is up in the air. So don't lose hope. Don't lose hope like me when I'm just like, oh crap, the Gambit's gonna be a duelist. Anything can happen. But the other thing, for those of you who aren't aware, is that the Marvel Rivals devs have actually been putting some red herrings out there. Like, if you see like some of these F-tier characters that nobody's ever heard of, like Locust and Paste Pot Pete and stuff. And by the way, if you Marvel nerds, get out of my comments like, actually, I know who Paste Pot Pete is. Stop it. Stop it. They're like, when we saw this originally, we're like, what the heck are they doing? But these names have changed in the game files because Marvel Rivals knows that data miners are looking for this stuff and putting that information out there, which is really cool because like this last week, there's been this delay with the news. Everybody's been freaking out and everything, but there's some like, even though everybody loves these leaks, like there's some excitement around like not knowing, right? Like the community is just talking nonstop today about how Gambit's gonna be a strategist and Gambit's gonna be the first character and everything. So there is something to that excitement. So it's kind of cool that we can't go based on this anymore, like moving into the future of Marvel Rivals. But the next thing, and I don't mean to pick on this guy, Adrian here, I don't mean to, okay? Because I saw this a lot, he's just the first one to pop up. But the other thing about the future of Marvel Rivals, or just the community in general, is everybody needs to calm down. Like, this guy had not one, but 2 posts saying stuff like this. Seeing that Rogue ain't the season 5 launch hero really dampened my excitement for season 5. Another duelist is not gonna change much in the meta. Hopefully, there will be some interesting team-ups that don't include Namor, LOL, and crossing fingers for placement matches. Like, this guy had 2 posts getting mad that Gambit was releasing first and going to be a duelist. And this just means everybody needs to calm down. We don't know what is coming, what is going to happen, regardless of the leaks, regardless of what you think. Like, hopefully this guy was going off the leaks and not just random assumptions, right? But this is good. Like, you guys, I get it. Like, those of you who don't know me, I've been sober for 13 years, and I used to have a lot of anger issues, which are pretty gone now. Like, I'm a pretty cheerful guy, but even my first years of recovery, I was such an angry guy, and something I learned about myself, not sure if you can relate, but like, so much of my anger was from these like stories I created in my head that had no basis in reality and I had no evidence for. And this is something I've just noticed about the gaming community in general. So many people just rile themselves up and get so angry about stuff that hasn't even happened yet. They make these future predictions and then get angry about them, right? So let's all just dial it back a little bit and calm down because we don't know what's coming. And that's very, very exciting about the future for Marvel Rivals. The next thing we could take away from all of this about the future of Marvel Rivals is that it's nice to see Flats saying this. He says, a new support that's not a heal bot and packed with utility is just what this game needed right now. They're cooking, right? So I know there's 2 sides of this, right? We all have our own versions of how we interpret things, especially from different creators. There's one side who thinks that Flats is this Marvel Rivals shill who says nothing about positive stuff, but I'm on that other side. I really hone in whenever Flash is like saying terrible things about Marvel Rivals and complaining about Marvel Rivals and all this. But even though Flats is not a pro player, he is one of the biggest creators. He plays a lot of competitive, right? But I've seen Flats, other big creators, professional players really excited about Gambit because of, like we were talking about, Gambit has this like diverse kit and it's not just a heal bot, right? Like, it's super duper exciting that we have a character that just isn't just sit there holding left click, or if you're right, rocket player holding right click, right? He's going to be able to do so much more. So I'm glad to see that top tier players are getting excited about the game. I'm hoping that we see like a huge boost this Friday when the season launches. But the last thing too is this tweet says Gambit's ult not being a healing circle being a team-wide nano boost is a step in the right direction for their support design. And yes, 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 yes. Again, like I said, I've been getting bored of the game, and like even just watching the Marvel Rivals Ignite tournament, which did get me hyped to start playing again. I've been playing a ton of Marvel Rivals lately after watching the tournament and just getting into like Marvel Rivals Zombies. Like it's nice seeing that we're going to have a healer that isn't just doing something that basically makes your team invulnerable for X amount of seconds, right? But here's my only fear, and I don't mean to be a wet blanket about this, but the concern for me is that Gambit will not be a top tier healer because of this, right? Like you always have to think of these opportunity costs and like, is this best in slot? Like, are you going to want Gambit in there regardless of how much he can do? Like, does his, do his damage abilities, like, do they help that much? Does his utility help that much that it counterbalances not having this ultimate that makes your team invulnerable? So we'll have to wait and see. I do remain hope, especially like in the competitive landscape, we are still seeing like a lot of triple support metas. So there is a chance that Gambit will be like this off healer and see a lot of playtime. So we'll see. Like that's the only thing that concerns me is just him not being that heal bot, like when you have like a Luna Snow or Invisible Woman, or whoever who could just drop this massive just thing that makes you pretty much invincible. You know what I mean? So anyways, I am super duper excited about the future of Marvel Rivals. I haven't been this excited about the game in a while. So just aside from the actual characters, some of my favorite characters being introduced, just the direction this game's going, how the community's reacting to it, I am pumped. All right, but before I let you go too, if you're new, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. I'm part of the creator program. So typically we have early access by like last Friday, but that didn't happen, right? So fingers crossed we'll get early access again. The season drops Friday, so I don't know if it's like today or tomorrow or Thursday, but hopefully we get a little bit early access, and if that's the case, I will be doing some streaming. I will drop some like early thoughts on Gambit. Since he's actually a strategist, I'll have some better insights because that's the role I play. So yeah, make sure that you stay tuned. All right, but yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and other than that, have an amazing rest of your day and stay tuned. Let me know down in the comments, what are you most excited about? Make sure you watch that Dev Vision. There's a ton of exciting stuff. We're getting like 2,500 free credits to celebrate the anniversary. They're introducing placement matches. They're introducing like cross progression finally. That's another thing about the future of Marvel Rivals. They said that they had no plans on cross progression. So it's great to see that the devs are listening and doing things that the community wants. All right, but anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.